Now, probably we'll be uploading the vManage. Inside the vManage, we need to browse to configuration, and then the devices. We need to select the upload the WAN Edge list file. Okay, that's the steps. But before that, we'll just try to understand quick options with respect to authenticating the WAN Edge devices. Because whenever you are trying to deploy the WAN Edge devices in any of your branches, like in our example, let's say these are the WAN Edge devices we want to deploy. So we are going to assume this deployment already have your controllers. Now these SD-WAN controllers like vManage, vBond, and the vSmart are already deployed with the valid certificates. So that is again the prerequisite, which we did in our earlier section. And the next is we need to make sure that the prerequisite before the certificates are installed, there should be a reachability from your vEdge to the vBond, because the vBond is the first device which is going to reach and it's going to authenticate the things. Of course, for that we need to do some kind of routing setup. We'll be doing that. So these are the two prerequisite things you need to keep in mind before you start deploying any of your WAN Edge devices. Now the next thing, securing these WAN Edge devices. Now these WAN Edge devices can be a physical box or it can be a virtual. Like in our case, we are using the virtual devices inside your Eve. So probably whatever the device it is, this device need to be identified, and this device need to be trusted, and this device need to be in the whitelist in the same overlay network. So which means there must be some kind of mutual authentication process need to happen inside the SD-WAN before it actually connects to your controllers. There should be some kind of authentication process. There should be some kind of identity. Now, this identity for your WAN devices will be done based on different methods. So basically, this device requires an identity, and there should be a trust between this device and your existing SD-WAN infrastructure, and this device must be in the whitelist. Now, depending upon what type of device we use, like this WAN Edge device can be a hardware vEdge device from Viptela. Now, in that case, probably if you're going with a hardware-based vEdge device, let's say I'm using a hardware device. Now, in that case, there will be a certificate installed inside that. There will be a certificate stored inside the chip, which is generally installed during the manufacturing process. So, which is like root certificate will be installed. And the other option, if you're using some other device like iOS XC device, which is supporting SD-WAN, in that also there will be a certificate stored inside the chip during the manufacturing process. Now, the third option, if you're using the virtual platform, like in our case, we are using a vEdge device, a virtual device, or a CSRV image. If you're using any of your virtual devices, they do not have the root certificates installed. Like if I'm using any ASR 1002X platform or any of your vEdge platforms or CSRVs. Now, these devices, they don't have the root certificate installed. So what we have to do is we need to make sure that this device authenticates. So which means there will be, now for these devices, there will be something called one-time password, which will be provided by the vManage, so that these particular devices can be authenticated. Okay, so the trust. Now basically these devices, because if you remember the file which we uploaded, the viptela.serial, that particular file will have something like one-time token, that is what one-time password, and there will be a specific chassis number which we need to add to those devices to activate that. So the trust built between your WAN edge, because there is a possibility that any device simply come up and say that I'm part of your SD-WAN network. So what we are going to do is we are going to use this viptela.serial file. Now this serial file, which is going to be provisioned, means which will be used for authenticating the vEdge devices. Because any device you add to the network, that device has to be trusted. So which means there must be a root certificate installed on that. By default, there's no root certificate, so we are going to do that. We are going to install the root certificate on these VHs. That's the first thing. Because normally this root certificate will not be installed on the virtual devices. And the next thing, we'll be using this Viptela serial file, which is being used. Of course, this vManage is going to provide some one-time password and the chassis number, a unique for each device, so that that device is authenticated before it's being added to the network. So that is what we are trying to do in our case. Whatever the file we are trying to upload, it is a kind of mutual authentication process, which is going to be done by the Viptela, the controllers, with the VH.